Who wants to go through all the hassle of moving and ending up in the worst neighborhood in the city?
Not me.
Like, you need to know where the hell you're moving.
No, you do. You do. And we hear too many stories where, God, I wish I would have known that. Or better yet, here's the best one. I used an agent from out of town that didn't know the areas.
All
I
the
didn't
time.
know this. Anyway,
All all the time, Mark. I get that. So in this video, we're going to give the viewers a little synopsis and show of each little neighborhood kind of.
spring.
Okay? So I got a ward map and then I can kind of we can say the best and the worst things and, in each little neighborhood. And then if they stay right to the end, I'm going to show them how to do the crime map so they can do it themselves.
Good idea. Let's get it. Let's get to it.
Okay. So here's the word map of Barrie. Now this is Holly, Innisfil, Painswick, right? So this is the whole city of Barrie here.
I have a
This is
question. Got one question. Sorry. Just so
Yep.
if someone's coming up from the 400, this is South Barry, right?
Yes. So this is South Barrie down here.
Okay. Okay.
This would be like central.
All right.
This is
So
Arda. This is me, West End, North by the college and the school. This is where near the country club, Hamner, Livingstone. This is East End and all the way down to City Core.
all right.
Okay.
So let's go through again. We'll try to make it. It's hard for our viewers to understand what these areas mean. This is you can call them numbers. We call them, wards with
Wards.
South Painswick, Arda Bluffs, Innisfil, and we'll try to give some insight into each of those areas a little bit. We won't go through listings. We're going to more educate on what those areas are about, and we may throw some property values in there, price points, without showing viewers. So take it away.
So this well, we're going to go through the worst first. I think
All
right
right.
down in
All right.
here, the City Core for housing and like detached homes, you want to stay away from here.
And some of those streets we're going to rhyme off. Safe to say, Clapperton's not a bad street, but lower part's
No,
not great.
that's not Clapperton. Clapperton would be in the East End,
Okay, more of the East End. Okay, we're right in the downtown core.
right in the downtown core, like John, Parkside,
That's-
Innisfil Street, Bradford Street,
Yes.
all those little streets in here, all the way around, like where Pie behind Pie and stuff. Now
Yeah.
that this is where most of the condos are, a lot of the waterfront condos,
Correct.
and some of those are really nice.
Yep.
But as far as detached homes in this area, gong show.
Yeah, there's some not bad over in this city center, like saying behind Nautica. What's that street we did a deal on a couple of years ago? That detached.
Victoria?
Victoria, not bad. Older A, it's not bad. I don't mind that area in a sense that, it's away from the downtown core a bit. That's one positive. But
Toronto Street, Mary Street.
right, right. That's the meat and potatoes that's you need to stay away from those areas. They're filled with drug addicts, right?
Yep.
Lots of crime going on there. Lots of break and enters, lots of theft.
Yes.
Lots, small theft, like they're breaking into cars, they're breaking into sheds, they're stealing bicycles. We don't see any home invasions, but we see, crime in that area. And
Yes. And
yeah,
Mulcaster, Collier, all in that area.
right.
Codrington, at one end of Codrington is like very desirable. And
Mhm.
then the other end of Codrington is ghetto.
Yeah, it's rough. So this is important for people to really understand the importance of the areas that you're looking at. And I keep saying it that it's important, and I'm not promoting myself or Diane, but it's important to make sure you're working with an agent that has the background of the community. We have gotten many calls in the past about talking about, oh my God, you need to sell my house because I didn't know it was close to downtown. My realtor said it's a great location due to being close to the water, desirable area, then they move in and there's rooming houses beside it.
Yep.
So these are important things, folks, to really keep that in mind. And you know what? I'm astonished, to be honest, that the amount of agents representing people in this community is high, which is they have that right, but the agents are asking us for advice when we go get. Oh, that's a good area, right? It's really good. Let's be honest, we're working for the seller. If it's a shit area, we're not telling you. To
Well,
be honest,
okay, right. And the other thing is the North, everybody, I have so many investors, there's so many people coming from Toronto, not even investors. Oh, the North is really good because it's close to the hospital and it's close to the college. Yeah, and there's so many student rentals and
exactly
it's shitty up there. And the value, just so everybody knows in general, the value in the South is higher than the value in the North.
right. And to your point, Dan, with that North for investors and stuff like that, and I get the calls and communication as well. If anyone's thinking, and I always steer that investor client down to these out areas in Innisfil, South Painswick, and Arda area, because the rents are higher. You're going to get a better long-term tenant because they're not going to want to be, living beside 10 people in a house with 8 rooms cut up. And it's better. The vacancy rates are low, so you can rent anything today.
Yes. And you don't want to be like, I guess if you're doing a student rental, you would want to be up there.
Yeah, you would.
But some of those streets, you drive down the street and there's beer bottles on the out in the ground. There's flags in the windows. There's no curtains. Like
Yeah.
you don't want to raise your kids beside there.
No, no. Stay away from the north end of the city. Yes, there's some nice, okay streets, but
You know
recommend.
what? Well, when you come up here in the north, where by the country club,
It's nice.
Osprey Ridge, I think, or there's a couple
Yep.
really nice streets up there.
There is a couple nice areas in that pocket up there. And it's away from a lot of that stuff close to the college, right? It's just further away from it. We're not seeing student rentals in that area. And before we go any further, when you look at houses and maybe, you know what, maybe then you could pull up one listing later on after midway through and show the viewer how to read what's on Realtor, which me and you both know a lot of viewers are not looking at all that information. It tells you what the demographic is. It tells you what the rental, how many, units are rental in a sense or percentage. It's great information that no one's really paying much attention to.
And if you want to raise your family and live there, it's not the best idea to
It's
be
not.
in a high density rental area, even for resale. The house might be cheaper, but that's why it is.
Think resale. That's the number one thing you got to think when you're buying a property. I don't care any kind of property, whether you're going to stay there for 20 years. It has to be all about the resale value
Well, you
later on.
know what else, Mark, that drives me kind of crazy? People will send me listings that are really low, or look at this deal, or look at this. And you know what? In general, you and I know if something seems too good to be true, it is. It's
100%.
there's a reason why.
100%. Okay, let's carry on because I
Okay.
know off topic.
So
Okay.
we'll go around this way. This is like the Sunnydale area. So there's a little bit of some old, really nice homes, Tower
Yep.
Crescent,
Yep.
um,
For sure,
off
name.
just off Sunnydale, Shirley.
Hmm.
There is Leticia Road on that side as well.
Yep.
There's some really nice older homes there that go for quite a bit of money. It's an older neighborhood.
Hmm.
Some really nice houses, but every one is different. It's not cookie cutter, and the lots are pretty big. You find it that in the East End here by the water too, Vancouver Street,
Yep.
Collingwood Street. There's
Yep.
some high-end streets close to the water in the East End with big lots, very desirable. But you drive 10 more minutes and you're into hell. So like your agent needs to know that. Like there's pockets of good and bad, right?
And it's very hard for our viewers to understand this, right? Of what, we're giving a general idea based on someone working with a local real estate agent. Let's be honest, right? Because we
Yeah.
know this. No one is going to figure this video is not going to be figured out in 10 seconds to stay away from this street, that street. It's basically to really work with a professional in the community that knows the community. Bottom line.
Yeah. Now, the area number 5 is mine and Leticia. Now, Leticia has a little bit of a stigma going, but the funny thing is, when we do the crime map in general, there's actually less crime there. My area over here, it's like family neighborhood, mid-range. The only thing with it is you're really not close to anything. Like I can't walk to a Timmy's or walk to a store or walk anywhere, but it's quiet and it's decent. This is the Arda area, which really same thing. You're kind of right in between the north shopping and the south, but a lot of high-end nice homes in this area as well.
A lot of nice, and there's a good mix of ranges, all from your three-bedroom townhouse to some condos. There's a good mix of price points, higher end streets like Wildwood, Cummings, Horsey, Stapleton. They're
No
endless.
real ghetto areas though in these two. They
Oh,
like
they're
no.
they're desirable areas and they're quick access to the 400. And we promote them a lot because it's very accessible to 400. You have great schools in there. You got St. Joan of Arc, Catholic High School. You have
Bear
Bear,
Creek.
which is a public. Um, Avery School, Art of Bluffs. There's another school around the corner too from there, really with all within walking distance from that area. It's one of my favorite areas in the community. Lots of walking trails. It's great.
Yeah, it's a nice area. And Holly right now, so that's south off Mapleview. I think the biggest concerns are in there is that it's just very, very dense. All the houses are really close together.
A lot of them are jammed in a small pocket there, right? It really is great for accessibility to Highway 400. Great for shopping. Great for schools. Um,
Shitty for traffic going down Mapleview.
Yeah, right. Be patient because that funnels into, you got Mapleview's the big artery there, and you need to get through that street to, busyness to get to your home. And that ain't going to change, but just, the density is a concern. Yep, there's a few nice streets in that area. Property
There's some
value.
lower too.
Yep, it's a good mix. I mean, I like the art of the best. Holly's, in my books, good, but it's not one of my favorites in the South.
No. And Innisfil is by the water. It's by
That's
the GO station and it's
you
pretty high priced.
It is, but you got a good mix in there too, though, right? You got townhomes, with minimal turnover in that area because it's such a nice area. There's not big pockets of them. You got lots of nice parks in that area, walking trails, accessibility to what's that beach? I call it Crimson Ridge Beach, but it's
Walkins, is it Walkins something?
Wilkins Walk or something like that, where it's a small pocket, that mainly people that live in the subdivision down there off of Crimson and Sumac and that area tend to go. It's not busy. It's my favorite area in the community is number
Is
10.
this one?
It's in a short because
Yeah.
and got some great schools, high ranking schools. Dan, why don't we go over to maybe show the crime map before we go
Okay,
to
hold on. The only area really we haven't covered in here is the Painswick area.
okay. Okay.
And the Painswick area has some good and bad.
Yeah, there's north and south. I mean, again, density. I like the area. There's some nice homes. There's some good
There's
schools.
some nice homes on like Jane, and there's a couple nice ones like Pheasant Marshall. There's a couple ones in there that have older homes, nicer homes. Some of them actually, Craig, that we know, he's on Innisfil Street, I think, all the way up at the top, and he has a view of the bay from
Right.
there. So
Yeah.
there's a couple nice streets in there, but there's also some crappy ones, and there's some subsidized housing in there off Little,
Right.
and
Right.
so
Allendale. That's an area that I don't tend to bring people through, even though like I like some of the streets over there. Like you mentioned Marshall, there's a couple listings and I'm looking at one tomorrow over there. But my concern is just, you pull out the driveway and go on to Little and then we're into some housing issues. So just, you know, keep that in mind.
and just so you know, Mark, for your viewings tomorrow, if you are going into this area, most of these houses were built in the 70s.
Hmm.
They
Yeah.
all have aluminum wiring, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Nearly the whole thing.
Yeah. So, but there's some nice properties in that area.
There
So,
is, there is. So if you want to, this is the crime map.
okay.
And what I'm going to do, Mark, for people is I'm going to put it in the link below in our description so people can go themselves.
Okay, it's good.
So this is you have to agree to the terms.
The process, but this is worth it. And you know what? We've often used this in many videos in the past, and it's a great go-to tool for us because we send it to our clients because we want them to do the research too. We want them to know what's going on on the community because most of
So
them are coming from outside the city.
and so what we get up at the top is information, violent crime, property crime, other criminal code, but we pick the crime map.
Right.
And then you can pick the type of crime. So the assaults are 177. You can select the ward. So Ward 1, which is that area I was telling you down by the Codrington area, right?
George, yeah, yes.
Then
What
you can
what are
go
crime?
Ward
What are,
10.
so let's look at those. So we're not going to go through them all and look at them, but so in the 60 days, I think it was until now, what we're seeing in that area, just take off just go Ward 10. Okay.
I'm trying to, well, we know, see, the bulk is, you can definitely see there's kind of more up here than there is down here, but
Go to Ward 10 and just the one that we're on. I just want to, just so how easy it is to click in and see. I don't even care if you click on there, but you can
well,
see
it
what,
tells you over here, assaults
right,
8,
right,
bail violations 3, probation breach, break and
right,
enter, mischief,
right,
motor vehicle theft, offensive
right,
weapons 3. Like it tells you what's going
right,
on.
right, right. A great tool that I encourage people to use. Okay.
I'm gonna see in my neighborhood. See, so like over here, I don't know, like 13 fraud, 14 assaults, but it's all up here in Leticia too, right?
Is Leticia in that group?
I'm in with Leticia Heights. I am, yes.
Okay. Okay.
I am.
Okay.
We're all Ward 5.
Okay.
So yeah, we are.
There's
But this is like I can't remember what one Arda was.
should be 7, I think. But make sure you take off 4 and 5 though. Let's see, we'll know right now. I don't think it is.
No, I don't think it's 7. It's 6.
6, okay.
2
So
assaults, 8, 3 probation, 4 more motor vehicle thefts. Like you can actually sit there from my ward map and find out everything.
you can zone it. Will it give you on the street, Diane? If you zoom out, like I know we used to do a bit of that.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
No. Well, I
No,
don't know. They changed this crime map a little bit, eh?
you did. Yeah, I know. I sent to a client there last week who were looking for,
Yeah, it's a little bit different now.
yeah,
It shows you the main arteries, like there's Arda, there,
right,
Harvey.
right, right, right. And you can change that from 60 days, you can go to 30 days.
Yeah. Oh, look at this. Total drug by ward. See that? Who's this color? Ward 2. Ward
So
2 and this blue one is Ward 1. So I'm going to check something. Barrie ward map. One and two. It's exactly what we said.
go back, was that in 2021? Because I know it has some years in there too.
But you see what I mean?
Yeah. So here's the reporting years, but by this, but look at last year. It's gone down. This has gone like 2024
Oh,
was,
we've improved.
what's that?
We've improved.
It's improved. Yes. So you can see as more that you kind of navigate around this, there's some really valuable information for people to get the idea of what's going on in the community. This is my favorite tool.
Yeah,
For,
so you can, well, and you can do it for drugs,
uh,
but then, sorry, our faces are in the way and I'm trying to move it. So violent crime. Oh, that's gone down too. But look at where before, well, I guess in 2023 everybody was up.
yeah, look at what's going on. But it's kind of come down, right? It's been pretty,
All of them.
all of them pretty consistent, right? And what, you know what? Look, I'm going to talk about this human trafficking just because. Do you remember a couple of weeks ago when I shared that Facebook with you that was someone very concerned citizens were that there were some young girls at what's that ice cream place on Ann
Kawartha.
Fourth where they felt that they were getting solicited. They were scared, right? And it was a human trafficking ring, big write up. So another tool that I think people should look at too is very concerned citizens on Facebook. Join the group. Let you know what's going on in the community. I use it as a resource all the time.
Oh
So
yeah, very concerned citizens.
too bad we couldn't.
Yeah, I and every single neighborhood in Barrie, I'm on the Pringle chat. And I have friends that are in the north, south. Every neighborhood has their own chat
Yeah.
and
No,
they tell you what's going on. Somebody lost a dog, somebody this happened, that happened. Has anybody seen, has this guy knocked at your door? It's great.
good. It's really good. Did you want to maybe pick any realtor listing where people could kind of have an idea of the demographics and so they can get them so we can get them tuned up to start looking at that information more than just looking at the pictures of the house and the price point?
Yeah.
Some valuable information.
Um,
There we go.
Hold on. I might also pull up my listing because then I'm not stepping on anybody else's toes.
Yeah.
I would think it would come up right away, but it didn't. There we go. Okay, we can pull up anyone. Here we go.
Oh, anyway, doesn't matter. We're just showing this we're not going through the listing. We're just showing the highlights, neighborhood statistics and stuff like that.
So this is on Napier. One end, and it's the same thing. One end of Napier is really nice, and one isn't so nice, right?
Right.
So this, if you click the first picture, you get all the pictures. And then if you click down here on highlights, it explains it gives a description and everything about the house, right?
Right.
But then the neighborhood shows you
This is
all the stats about the neighborhood.
that's the part. Education, amenities, you name it.
Character, nature, wellness,
Right.
this is how close everything is.
And it even
But
gets
what
to
I want to show kind of too, Mark, I think that's most important is I think it's in the statistics under local demographics.
right.
So this is really the most important, I think, because average income, individual and family, the population, housing, how many renters, how many owners,
Right. Yeah.
the household, the education levels,
Right. It's great.
the commute. So this kind of tells you like it's 25% rentals. Okay. So now I want to try something here. I want to kind of get a different area. Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Uh, so it was 25%, right?
Yep.
So let's just pull one up on in Innisfil.
I don't think that's a good one to show.
Well, I can't. What I want to show is that I've had a lot of people calling me lately. See this? For investments in Innisfil. I've had quite a few.
Right.
Single detached homes, renters, almost nothing. It's not an area for that. Okay, hold on.
Just pick one of the Holly
Well, I'm
somewhere.
trying, but
Not even that. Well,
I
whatever you
don't
want.
want that one.
No,
There we go.
there you
I thought this was a good price for this. They're probably withholding offers. I saw it come up today. So average income 58, individual 150 for the family. Housing, only 14% renters, 85% owners.
go. Yeah. So, folks, I think you get a lot of value out of that by start just not looking at the pictures, start looking at the demographics of what that neighborhoods are about. I think that's important to help people in buying decisions because it's just not about how great the house looks. And I know we all get wowed by that. Oh, look how nice this is, and look at all the updates. But you know, when you buy it, you own it.
And Mark, there's nothing worse, like I said at the beginning, than
So,
doing all this stuff,
yep,
making a move, which is hell to move to begin with, and then you're flipping miserable.
yep.
I've had calls from people that, we had no idea what we were doing, like what we were moving into.
No. So, folks, if you like this information, definitely subscribe to the channel for more information and have any questions in the Barrie real estate market, reach out to Dan and myself. We'd like to help you out. I think we did a good video.
I
Thanks
think
so
we
much.
did.
Okay, see ya.
See ya.